Hey, welcome back to Barb's Healthy Life. Today I'm going to attempt to make these mini apple crumbles that are from Deliciously Alice's plant-based cookbook. Okay, 80 grams, let's say. That still seems like a whole lot of oil. That's only 60 grams. Oh, so is this a half cup too? Why don't they just say a half a cup? Oh my goodness. And I'm almost out. That's unfortunate. I have to see if I have more because that's only 70 grams, or we'll just go with it. One or the other. All right, let's see. So I warmed up the almond milk, which is actually oat milk, but whatever. All right, we're good. All right, what else does the recipe call for? Okay, I just have to throw everything in. So I need 240 grams of almonds. I have almond flour. Does that count? I guess it's gonna have to. I might not have enough of that either. Oh. I really forgot to set that back to 0. Try again. I should know that this is 30 grams by now. All right. 240 grams. I need more almond flour because it's not quite enough. It's only about 200 grams. So I'll be back. Okay, more almond flour. Good thing I stocked up for the apocalypse. I mean, the quarantine or the self-distancing. All right, 240. A little bit more. Not sure why I'm trying to be so perfect on this one since my coconut oil is not quite the right amount. And you're probably wondering why I'm wearing the same clothes that you've seen in several other videos, and that's because we are self-distancing. We are staying home. I only leave the house once a week. I'm not wearing anything but sweats. And although this is huge, and I've had it for forever, it's my favorite. All right, so we're gonna put this almond flour in here. Hopefully it all goes in. 240 grams. Oh, can you hear the wind? It's so windy today. All right, and then we need 170 grams of buckwheat flour. Just bought this. I don't usually keep buckwheat flour in the house. It has a strange taste to it. Really kind of, I don't know, I want to say like sour. I don't know if that's the right word or not. 170. As you can see, my short-term memory is just terrible. Oh, a little too much. That's 180. See if I can take some out. Because you know, it has to be perfect. Oh, there you go. 170. Perfect. Looking good. All right, so that also goes in here. Alrighty, and then we need our 80 grams of coconut oil melted. That would be this, more like 70, but I'll see what I can find. Maybe we can throw a little some other kind of oil in there for the extra 10 grams, but I think we're okay. And then we need 8 tablespoons of coconut sugar. 8 tablespoons. That seems like a lot of sugar, but yeah. I'm not really big on added sugar, but it is a dessert. 2. So I guess it's okay. 3. And again, I bet if I Googled it that 8 tablespoons would be half a cup. Don't know why they're not just saying half a cup. Oh, those people from England try to make everything so confusing. Okay, a pinch of salt and then 8 tablespoons of almond milk. So here's a little pinch of salt. Helps to bring out the sweetness. And then 8 tablespoons of almond milk, which I didn't have any plain almond milk, so I just use oat milk, but, and apparently 8 tablespoons is about half a cup. Warmed it up a little bit so it didn't solidify the coconut oil. I don't know why when they tell you these coconut oil recipes, they don't tell you to warm up the other ingredients, because otherwise it just makes the coconut oil get hard. But anyway, all right, so we got everything in there, I think. Let me double check so I don't forget anything. Almonds, buckwheat, coconut sugar, all right, and sea salt. So I think we are ready to mix it up. Here we go, fun part. Okay, so it said to wait until like a ball formed of dough, so I think that's what we have. Oh, it's heavy. It feels heavy. So it looks like it's a ball of dough. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to roll it into a ball and then throw it in the fridge for 30 minutes. And then we'll be back. Fun. Should I taste test? I'll wait till I'm done. Okay. It smells good. Must be the coconut sugar. It's really good. Oh, take a look at that. I wonder if you're thinking what I'm thinking, what that looks like. I'm not gonna say it, just saying. In the fridge. So I'm just making the crumble topping while we're waiting, and I just put in 2 tablespoons of buckwheat flour and the same of coconut sugar, and now I'm just mixing them up with my little friend Whiskey here. Have you met Whiskey? Love Whiskey. He's perfect size for little stuff. Actually belongs to my daughter. Shh, don't tell her I'm using it. Okay, so that crumble topping is ready. We'll put that aside for later. Alright, so I'm just going to get started on the filling so I'm not wasting time. This calls for 150 grams of apple puree, but I don't have apple puree, so I'm going to use applesauce. It sounds good to me. 150 grams, right? Measure it out. And you're probably wondering, why is everything in grams? Well, because this is a cookbook from Deliciously Ella, and she, they sent it to the printers, like, you know, she's not from America. They sent it to the printers, and the printers made a mistake and never changed everything, I guess. Or they printed the wrong one or something like that. But anyway, in America, we can still only get this one. Yeah, I hope it's not gonna be too much. We said 120. Oh, 150. Told you my short-term memory is not so good. We're gonna take this all the way to the top. Oh, perfect. 150. There we go. Oh goodness, it's 3 o'clock. I have to check to see if my soap opera's on. I'll be right back. Okay, so it's on. So we'll have to take a break. I'll be back in about an hour. Alright, so apparently my video record button wasn't on, but you missed my entire rant about how my soap opera's not on, and it's been interrupted for all the COVID-19 stuff. But don't worry, it's probably not a rant you wanted to see anyway. But you also missed me making the filling So what I did was I took the applesauce that I had, apple puree, and I put it in. I mixed it with some date paste that I had made originally. I made the date paste by soaking dates in boiling water, and then you just mix it up in your high-speed blender. And yeah, it's actually really, really good, and it's really, really healthy. I did find out when I was doing research for another video that date sugar is actually, and I have some date sugar in the fridge. I probably could have used that instead. But anyway, so the sugar from dates or date paste is the healthiest sugar that you can use because it has fiber, and it has, oh, we're cooking here, I better keep stirring. So it has fiber, and it has lots of minerals and things like that. So yeah, anyway, so I used the date paste instead. She called for maple syrup. And then I also used a couple teaspoons of tapioca flour. That helps to thicken it up a little bit and get it to stick together. Did I mention I found the coconut oil? I found more coconut oil, so we're all good with the coconut oil. I put that in there. And then I also added some cinnamon from my very organized spice cabinet. I don't know if you can see all the way up there, but it is now in alphabetical order because ever since I started cooking, you know, probably, I don't know, it's been like 4 years maybe, actually cooking whole food plant-based. I've been buying a lot of different spices. I'm trying to avoid the sugar. Shh, you didn't see the sugar go in. And just like flavoring it that way. So I have a lot of different spices, and then I can't find them because you just throw them in there. So what should you do on a day that you're, you know, self-distancing, working from home, self-quarantining? You could organize your spice rack in ABC order. That's something you could do. But anyway, so I put everything in together, and it does seem to be cooking nicely. It did take a while, I don't know if you could see that, a while to incorporate, but now it looks good. So it is definitely thickening up a little bit here. You can see the color. Kind of looks like cinnamon applesauce, but it has a few extra ingredients. Okay, so heat for about 10 minutes. So it's pretty close to 10 minutes. That ball in the fridge that looked like, you know what it looked like, it still has about 3 more minutes to go. So I'm gonna leave this sit just for a couple more minutes. I think that was everything, and since, yep, people are just talking. No soap opera to be had. Actually, I think this is done. I don't want to make the same mistake I made on the orange blueberry cake. So I'm gonna turn that off now and set that aside. So that'll be fine. Okay, and then I'm gonna clean up, and I'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, it's been 30 minutes, and the directions say that I need to measure out 100 grams and put that back in the fridge. I guess that's gonna be like the crumble on top. So not sure how much that's going to be, or why I had to make this into a ball, because we're just gonna rip it apart anyway. It feels a little dry on the outside. I probably should have covered it. Ooh, close, 88. That's a little bit more. What do you think? That gets me 100, maybe? Too much, 112. All right, well, I didn't win this time. 106. 102. Just take off a little pinch. 101. Another little pinch. 100, perfect. Okay, so this part's going back in the fridge. Okay, and this part, we don't need this anymore. So now I have this silicone muffin pan, which is awesome. Nothing sticks. It's awesome. You don't need baking cups. So instead of using like little pie thingies for it, I decided just gonna go with the silicone baking tray because it doesn't stick. Even when I burn it, it doesn't stick. It comes out evenly. You can just pop them open. Look how easy it is. Like, pop it up. You know what I mean? So the other day when I made my muffins for Muffin Monday, my cranberry walnut muffins, which I did not put on my channel, so sorry Barb's Healthy Life viewers. Anyway, they were in here and they just pop right out. So basically I need to separate this giant ball of, oh, oven's ready. This giant ball of pie crust into 12. So I guess I'll just try. You see how it does. Make it into about half. Right, that would be about 6. And then that would be about 3. And then, so like if I try and make that into thirds, and then I just throw it in the bottom and I can squish it around. And let's see how that works. Because like I said, purely experimental. Meant to be like not totally thin on the bottom, but then also like going up the sides a little bit so it holds the filling that we made. I made, you didn't make it, I made it. But the filling I made. So, just not sure. I don't know, I think that looks pretty good. Alright, so what do you think of that first one right there? That looks pretty good, right? That'll hold something. So, I'll just do all of them like that. And, you can watch. Really? Where else? What else are you doing? Where are you going? Nowhere. What are you doing? Nothing. What are we all doing? Nothing. Where are we going? Nowhere. It's like the grocery store once a week is the big trip out. What am I gonna wear after I go to the grocery store? People might see me. That's a meme I saw on Facebook, by the way. Alrighty. I wonder if the crust, like the topping of the crust, is supposed to like cover it all the way, or just be it's a crumble. Never mind. It's in the name. Mini apple crumbles. Never mind. Forget I said that. It's scary being in my brain sometimes. Oh no, that one broke apart a little bit. Alright. It'll be okay. Just as long as it doesn't leak, we'll be fine. Right, so this was 3 more. So yeah, I can pretty much do this. I can just put like a little bit in each one. And just squish them around. Totally fun. It's like playing with Play-Doh. Now I know that why they call it Play-Doh. I got it now. Is this hair in my face bothering you as much as it's bothering me? Probably not. Oh, uh-oh. What did I do? How did that happen? Baker's dozen. All right, but except I only have 12, and so I'm going to just allot them. Maybe that one that was breaking up a little bit, I'll give him a little bit more. All right, we're good. This is good. This is gonna happen. Oven's ready. It's gonna go in for about 10 minutes, unless of course I read that wrong. Blah blah blah. Put in the oven for 10 minutes until golden. Golden. They're brown now. Are they gonna be golden? That smells good. Halfway there. Okay, just about finished, and they look mostly even, except for this one over here. They look pretty good. They look like they're going to be able to be filled with some apple filling, so that's good. Only problem is that it got a little warm, I guess. My fingers got a little warm, so it started sticking to my fingers, which is weird because my fingers are normally ice cold. Right, honey? Anyway, but yeah, so they must have got a little warm while they were working there. And I'm going to wash my hands and then throw this in the oven for about 10 minutes. Okay, it's time. I'm ready. Let's take a look. See how they look. Well, they are a little bit golden brown on the outside. I guess I shall eat my words now. But yeah, they look pretty good. I don't know if they looked all the way cooked though. I guess I should check off first. Some of these look a little. Although, you know what, they're going back in the oven anyway once we put the filling in. But it says to leave them cool, so I guess I gotta leave them cool, and then put the filling in, and then make the rest of the topping, and then we'll be good to go. We'll be eating some mini apple crumbles. Alright, so I don't like to sit idly by and wait. So while we're waiting for these to cool, give them another like 12 minutes. I set the timer for half an hour. Hopefully that's enough. I grabbed this out of the fridge. And, okay, like we said before, we have the buckwheat flour and the coconut sugar in here. And then this is the leftover crust. So they want us to kind of like crumble it a little bit. So it's gonna like crumble on top. So let me separate it a little bit. All right, and then sprinkle some of this stuff in on top. Just kind of moosh it around so it all gets incorporated. Maybe I should have used a more sturdy mold than a thin piece of plastic. But it's okay. It's all good. All right, let me get it all in here. Why is it I only want to scratch my face when my hands are messy? I haven't figured that one out yet. All right, so this, like I said, it's going to be the crumble that goes on top of the pies. The filling is good. The tapioca starch has kind of gotten it to congeal a little bit, so I'm hoping it's still fine because it does pretty much say to make that last when it's ready to go in. I may not have read the directions fully or really well. The part about letting the crust cool, I thought I was just going to throw it back in. So, live and learn. This is how I cook. Oh, my glasses are falling on my head. So I'm going to work on this for a little bit and then, like, you know, squeeze it through. And I'll show you what it looks like when it becomes a good crumble. Hopefully it'll look better than this. Alright, so what I'm doing now is I'm breaking up any big pieces. And this looks like a pretty awesome crumble. Yeah, and it's fun to play with too. You should really cook with your kids. They would like this. Of course, they probably throw most of it on the floor and eat the other half. But it's okay, it's all good. So taste test. Good. It doesn't seem like overly sweet. Got an interesting taste to it. I'm actually thinking that interesting taste is a date paste because I use that instead of maple syrup. But it's all good and that's healthy for you, so you'll eat it and you'll like it. All right, we'll leave that there till we're ready. Once again, washing my hands. 20 seconds, warm water, sing happy birthday 2 times. Okay, so I'm back. I think these have cooled enough, and I wanted to show you how it looks when you use the silicone pan. See, they just like pop out. They literally pop right out, and you can just pop them back in again. Sure you can, without breaking them. See, so they come out really easy. So I totally recommend this one, especially because this one has metal around the top, even though the bottoms are squishy. It makes it easier to hold. I also have another one. Actually, let me show you this one. And this is like a cake pan one because I have one about this size, but it doesn't have the sturdy edges, and it kind of flops. Like it's not square when you're done when you use it. So they work because they're nice because they're silicone, but this part, because it's just metal underneath the edges, really works nicely. You know what I mean? So you can like squish it. You can also squish this one out. I use it for like cornbread and stuff. Anyway, all right, let me put that away. And back to the mini apple crumble at hand. All right, so here we have our filling. Yeah, I jumped the gun. Here we have our filling. It's our feeling. How are you feeling today? Losing it. I'm telling you, losing it. But anyway, I'm gonna try to dish it out evenly. So that's why I got like a little tablespoon. And then as you saw, we already made our crumble for the top, and then this goes back in the oven probably for about 10 or 15 minutes. Not really sure how you can tell if it's done or not. But I'm hoping if I just put a little bit in each. I know I'm doing a terrible job showing you. If you thought this was a professional video, you were wrong. So yeah, can you see what I'm doing here? Just filling each one with about a tablespoon, maybe a little bit more than a tablespoon, and then I'll go back and fill it, since I'm definitely gonna have more left over. Oh, except that I forgot these guys over here, so maybe not. As you can see, anybody can do this. It's not hard, it's just kind of time consuming. I do find that some of Ella's recipes, when I do the make and taste videos, are a little bit time consuming. I'm sure it's spam. Alright, and I just have a little bit left. That's a lie. They're always lying. Anyway, alright, so just ignore them. That's what I do. Yes, I still have a home phone. I know you were probably thinking that. She still has a home phone. Oh my god. Yes, I do. That's where all these stupid spam calls go, to the home phone. And then I don't get them on my cell phone. See? I'm smarter than you think. Alright. Filling is yummy. 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 Oh, alright. Anyway, alright, so crumble on top. I'm trying not to be too messy here. Alright, so crumble turned out well. Oh, but did you want to see what it looks like before I put the crumble on? Here's some close up. So it still looks good. You could probably eat it just like that, but you know, we live for the sugary crumble on top, right? I feel like this is going to be way too much crumble. And I'm going to try not to get it all over the pan. Ooh, maybe I should use a spoon. Nah, this is more fun. But yeah, it does seem like there's going to be a ton of crumble, and if it doesn't like kind of melt into the apple pie filling, which I don't think it's going to, it's really going to be messy when I go to take it out. Like really messy. And you may not know how I feel about messes, but I'm not a big fan. Alright, let's see. Alright, so I pretty much got them all covered already. And there's a lot of crumble left. So I either save it for a different recipe or I go crazy and add some more. Well, since you know I'm already crazy, I should figured I was going to do that. Alright, let me finish topping these guys. It's such a mess. Oh my goodness. I'm even going to like push it down a little bit. So that kind of like, oh, this doesn't look as cute and crumbly when you push it down. Oh well. Oh well. I don't like to waste. Alright, if you know anything about me, I don't like to waste. So we're going to use all of our little topping. Every little bit. Kind of like, I'm afraid it's going to burn when I put it in the oven when it's like around the top. So, try to make it look all pretty. And back in the oven it goes for about 10 to 15 minutes. And we'll check it then. Okay, here we go. Let's see how they look. They may need 5 more. Let's take a look-see. I don't know, they look pretty good. What do you think? Should I put them back in? Quick. Text me right now. They look pretty good. I mean, the crummies are kind of brown on top and stuff. Everything's cooked, so I'm gonna say we're done. And I'm gonna say they look pretty good. Oh, there we go. And we'll let them cool. And then I will taste test because they are too hot to test now. Okay, so I think we're ready for the taste test. Let's see if Deliciously Ella's mini apple crumble is fabulous or a fail. Yeah, let's see, we'll pop it right out. Still pretty warm. Not gonna lie, still pretty warm. Oh, and it's gonna be messy. Let me grab a plate. Yeah, I didn't think those, that certainly did not hit the floor. I didn't think those crumbles were really going to make it. So it looks pretty good. Let's see. Okay. The crust is softer, so that probably could have been in the oven a little bit longer. This is gonna fall out. Make a big mess. But the taste is really, really good. I'd say just leave the crust in the oven a little bit longer, and it is fabulous. Alrighty. I have a taste test volunteer. Ready? What do you think as a not gluten-free, vegan, not whole food, plant-based? What kind of whole food, plant-based person?
Pretty good.
Good, thank you. I would compare this mini apple crumble to apple pie, although my taste tester said that it did not taste as sweet as apple pie. Depends on your palate, I guess. That does it for another make and taste recipe on Barb's Healthy Life. Please like this video and subscribe below. Tap the bell to get all Barb's Healthy Life's notifications.